Contrary to popular belief, I know what I am doing, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And please try not to skip ahead because I have condensed as much information as I can into each second. So, like I said, sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Hello everybody, Blackheart Productions here, and in this video I'm going to be giving you some of my quick little tips on how to make, well, your blood bursts, blood explosions, etc. look pretty good, in my opinion. So this blood burst is the blood burst you saw in my previous blog post on my blog, and as you can see here, I have three daemons. I have the over here to the left. I have my gravity daemon. Pretty self-explanatory. Makes the fluid actually have gravitational pull. I have my kill volume daemon right here. Alright, I'm back. Had to stop for a second. Alright, so, and after the kill volume, I have the noise field. This thing right here. Alright, so what this thing does is, I would say it's probably one of the most important daemons of Realflow, especially for blood. It is definitely important. So here with my circle fluid emitter, what I really like to have is I like to have my uh, resolution at 50 and my density at 500. With the resolution up high at like say 50, it sort of condenses the particles, which can give it better detail. Density can also condense the particles, but you wanna sort of have both of them. And for density, the higher the number, the less dense it gets, and the lower the number, it gets more dense. Interior pressure, keep that to zero point 0.1. Viscosity, for this I put at 18, and surface tension at 5. Viscosity, basically how tight together it is, and then surface tension is just like, surface tension. So for this, I put a max particle count of 50,000. Oh, and also this in interpolation, it's usually at none, but you want to put this at local if you're going to change the resolution. And then, of course, with my display, I just change the color. And then circle, um, for these properties, I usually put the speed somewhere between, I would say, 6 and 8 or 9. And for here, I put the V and H random, vertical and horizontal random, which basically just adds a little more, random detail. Alright. So, now with the gravity, I put the gravity at 9.0 because I wanted this to sort of stay in frame for a little bit longer. You can always edit the time scale, whatnot, and make it go faster or slower, whatever you need in video editing programs. And kill volume, like I said, gets all that fluid out. Now the noise field, I put the properties, put the strength at 50 for this particular um, project, and it's always going to depend, but for the noise field, with time scale, as you raise the number, that means that the it's going to, I don't know, create more distortion in your fluid mesh or simulation faster. And the lower the number, less uh, it's not going to do it as fast. Now the space scale. The lower this goes, the I would say I would like to compare it to like tiles. And for each tile, if you, I don't know, say, for example, these tiles right here. Imagine each one of these tiles as a distortion tile. And with your fluid mesh or whatever, it's going to either, if you raise the scale, it's going to make that tile bigger. But if you put it down, it's going to make that tile smaller. So when you put it down, it's going to give it more areas for detail. But sometimes you don't want that. Like with blood, so it'll get too choppy, too much into just little bits like these. So I put 1.8 instead of say 0.5 or something. And that's basically my quick tips for Realflow. So I'm back again. Had to stop for a second. So those are the basic properties for your fluid simulation. Now, for your mesh simulation, or well, mesh building, rendering, whatever. I'm gonna go here to the mesh and just gonna click particle mesh. And under here, I'm going to go to circle 1 first under particle mesh 1. I'm gonna go to the field. I don't usually mess with particle filter. I usually just keep that. But then at the radius, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it to 0.0. I'm going to say 1.5 or 2. For now, I guess I'll put it at 1.5. See how it looks. And then for the particle mesh, now this is very important. For the polygon size, you're really going to want to scale this down to 0.02 instead of 0.05. So what this does basically is it's going to add more detail, because the bigger the polygon, the less detail you're going to have with all these, say, little dots like this, etc., etc. And with the smoothing, I'm going to set this to, I'd say, about 10, 15, somewhere around there. And let's change this display to a dark red. Alright. So, yeah. Now, let's go here. And just so we can see, like, here's our mesh, or our simulation, our particles. I'm going to right click, and click on build. And boom. Now you can see, look how detailed all of this is. It's very detailed, and this is really nice. And the problem with having the polygon size sort of larger is that with the smoothing, it's gonna look sort of choppy. Cause, say for instance, right here, that little strip, that with the polygon size being a little bit bigger, say at 0.05, and the smoothing at say 50 or 10 or whatever, this is going to chop in and out, and it makes your overall blood mesh not so great. Alright, so in my next video, I'm going to go to 3ds Max, and I'm going to import this mesh, and I'm going to try to make it look as good and as realistic as possible. And so stay tuned, follow my blog, follow my YouTube channel, and I will show you how to